Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer. In our last video, we tackled all four of the lists over at the Import Garage in Sunshine Autos, and this video is all about Vice Street Racer. Earn cash, not kudos. So we walk into the pink marker. There are 6 different races. I'll skim through them each real quick, and then we will do each of the races one at a time in order, starting with number 1. But before we do, we're going to pause right here and take a look at this map, because this map contains some secrets. This is actually the beta map, not the actual final game product map. So, as a fun exercise, if you're interested, take a look at this map and see if you can find any differences between this map and the actual map that ended up getting released. Pause the video here, and then I will, once you come back, I'll go ahead and read from the wiki the list of all of the differences between this map, the beta map, and the final version map. Okay, so if you have paused to your heart's content, let me go ahead and read from the Beta Wiki, the City and Locations section. Escobar International Airport originally was larger, replacing Fort Baxter Air Base with an extended runway, which also included an air traffic control tower and an unidentified building alongside. Hyman Memorial Stadium did not exist in the beta. The northeast part of the beach on the right-hand island, the eastern island, was a lot smaller, and the beach on the mainland didn't exist. Phil's Place originally had a small bridge leading to the site. Vice Port originally had a waterway and a different road layout. The lighthouse was absent, and there were no rocks or docks around that area. A road in Little Haiti and another in Little Havana were absent in the beta map. A road next to the Avery construction site was removed. Ocean Drive had fewer roads leading out of it. Ocean Drive is the north-south road on the far east of the eastern island. The Lynx Bridge had a bend near the mainland end and only connected Bayshorn Avenue and not the surrounding roads. The long road from the police station to the ammunition on the western island is absent in the beta map. That's the road right in front of the fire station. So those are all the things that we can see on this beta version of the map, but there are other items in this wiki, the cities and locations section, that you can't tell from the beta map, but that folks who made the wiki were able to tell based on lots of other information and maybe some in-game file stuff. So I'm going to read those things. Again, you won't be able to see these on the map. A location known as the Gator Keys that was likely based on the Everglades and the Florida Keys was cut. The Ocean View Hotel was originally called the Clevelander, a reference to a real-life hotel in Florida. Howlin' Pete's Biker Emporium was originally accessible and has a hidden interior. There were originally more shacks in the sea, but some of them were removed from the final game. Starfish Island was originally called Star Island, a reference to a real-life island in Florida. Tommy still refers to it as Star Island at the end of the mission Death Row. The facade of the Vercetti estate was different, with square glass windows, yellow dye, and without marble arches. The Ocean View Medical Foundation buildings had a bluer exterior. There were bus shelters around the city. The bus shelter model, called busstopm.dff, is still inside of Vice City files. The deli across from the Little Havana police station had its large exploder billboard replaced with a different, smaller one. Front Page Cafe didn't exist. V-Rock Recording Studio didn't have the V-Rock logo on the roof. Ocean View Medical Foundation had identical textures as the one in front of the Washington Beach Police Station parking area. The warehouse in Viceport, where Pastor Richard's statue is supposed to be, is actually used in the mission Sir Yes Sir. Ken Rosenberg's office was originally located in the small mall near Collar and Cuffs in Ocean Beach. And finally, there are various unused props in the game files. Some would have been present in the beach area of Vice City, including sandcastles, a volleyball net, a small hut that could have originally been a second variation of the lifeguard towers that are currently found across the beach. So that's it from the beta section of the wiki, and in this attempt I've shown you that you can change vehicles during the race. You don't fail for getting out of a vehicle. And you can't walk through a checkpoint on foot. It doesn't count. And also the race ends as soon as the first NPC driver ends. You don't have to wait to finish the race to find out that you did not win. So my challenge for the races here has to do with the fact that there are 6 races and also 6 wanted stars. So right before I started this attempt right here, I got myself a wanted star. And I think I might intentionally run over a couple of folks once in a while just to make sure I keep that wanted star. And my challenge is to have one wanted star the whole time on this first race and win, and then 2 wanted stars the entire time on the second race and win, all the way up to 6 wanted stars the entire sixth race and win. And I know it would be a lot easier to do 1 wanted star on the sixth race because that sixth one is quite a bit longer. And this is the shortest race here, just over a mile. This one would be the easiest to do with 6 wanted stars, but hey, that's why we call it a challenge. All right, so we're just about done here. We got to duck in to this road to the right and get real close to Escobar International Airport. Excuse me. And first race won. So this was a $100 entry fee, and when you win exactly 4 times the entry fee. The wiki has a nice way of framing that. They say that you win the entry fee of the other 3 racers, and since there's always 3 other NPC racers, plus your own entry fee, it works out to 4 times the entry fee. So that is race 1 of 6 done with 1 wanted star. Giddy up. Race number 1 was called Terminal Velocity, and that word terminal is a play on words because that particular race goes over by the terminal at Escobar International Airport. You're going to see me slow down as we get to our safe house up here because if you have 2 or more wanted stars, there are fixed police cars that spawn and come out of that road right there. I'm also going to insert a copy of the map where we picked up this race from because actually we're not supposed to make this kind of U-turn to the right here. We're supposed to continue on that southernmost road for a little bit longer. Check it out here. You can see in the far south, we're supposed to make a right, and a left, but we end up just cutting all of that out and making the first right. This is the second race right here. It's called Ocean Drive because it takes place half the time on Ocean Drive, which is this main north-south road here, and then also the road immediately to the west of this one, the parallel one. This race is 1.65 miles long. The entry fee for this race was $500, so again, because you always win 4 times how much you put in, we will win $2,000 for finishing this race, and then that will be race number 2 done with 2 wanted stars the entire time. So we're just about done with this race right here, and then we will start race number 3 with 3 wanted stars the entire time. And while we check that out, let me go ahead and read from the wiki about Vice Street Racer. It is a street/drag race side mission available in Vice City provided by A and B Auto. That's A plus B Auto. Since I'm super old, that A plus B immediately reminds me of the NES controller, although the B and the A are in the reverse order on the controller. Maybe it's a nod to the NES, maybe it's a nod to any controller with A and B buttons. Let us know in the comments what controller you picture when you hear the phrase A and B Auto. The Vice Street Racer's motto is earn cash, not kudos, along with the name Vice Street Racer. This is probably a reference to the 2000 game Metropolis Street Racer, as kudos are the point system in that game. Now reading from the wiki about this third race, it's called Border Run. This race takes place around Little Haiti and Little Havana. I guess it's called Border Run because it goes along the borders of those two. I'm not really sure. The track is 1.926 miles long, or 3.1 kilometers. For my viewers who don't happen to be from the United States or Myanmar or Liberia, my hot take is that the United States should use the metric system like almost every other place in the world. In our last video, we read a little bit from the Sunshine Autos wiki, but there's more that I can read from here, so in Vice City Stories around 1984, Sunshine Autos is a small dealership located next to the Vice City Trailer Park, with a new showroom under construction next to it. Construction of the new dealership was done by Tume Construction, T-U-M-E, Tume Construction. By 1986, here in Vice City, the new showroom has been completed, with the old dealership being demolished and replaced by a vacant lot, with the adjacent trailer park also being cleared and replaced by a vacant lot. The dealership is bought by retired footballer B.J. Smith and renamed B.J.'s Used Autos. However, B.J. quickly runs into financial difficulties and the police begin to monitor his activities, so he sells the dealership to Tommy Vercetti for $50,000. Once Vercetti purchases the dealership, it reverts to its original name, Sunshine Autos. In 1986, Sunshine Autos features a modern 2-floor showroom. Outside the showroom, a ramp leads down to 4 two-car garages, an import garage, and a spray-and-go shop, the only such establishment in the city. Yeah, down there's something that works just like a Pay and Spray, but it has a different name on the top of the garage. It's called Spray and Go. Next to the import garage is a map detailing street races located across the city. The showroom site crosses the border of two districts, two neighborhoods. The showroom itself is in Viceport, but the garages are technically located in Little Havana. We are now on race number 4 out of 6. This one is called Capital Cruise, and of course, we're doing it with a 4-star wanted level. From the wiki, this race takes place around Ocean Beach, Washington Beach, and Vice Point. The track is 3.9 kilometers or about 2.4 miles long. The entry fee was $2,000, and if you win, you get $8,000. BJ Smith has 3 different commercials on Vice City radio stations. We're going to listen to all 3 of them during this video. The first one is about Sunshine Autos, and I got all 3 of these videos, or the audio that I'm showing you, from the YouTuber Ugartavision, and I've included a link to their Vice City radio station commercials playlist down below in the video description. That YouTuber has 44 different commercials that you can listen to one at a time. So here we go, BJ Smith advertising his used car dealership.
Hi, I'm BJ Smith, tight end for the Vice City Mamas and proud proprietor of BJ's Used Autos. Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft, football, not Vietnam, even though they do have a lot in common. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town, a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. And if you see a car of your dreams, tell us. We can acquire it for you. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell. BJ's Used Autos. I'm tackling low prices with hot cars.
Those cars are hot, all right, in more ways than one. This is race number 5 out of 6. Again, we're doing it with 5 stars. Reading from the wiki, this race takes place around Washington Beach and Vice Point. The track is 4.6 kilometers or about 2.86 miles long. The entry fee is $5,000, so if you win, you earn 20 grand. You can see that I've switched over to a cheetah. I had been using the Hot Ring Racer for, I think, all of the previous attempts, but it turns out the Hot Ring Racer's health is not all that high, and I was failing in some attempts. I'm only showing you my passes here so far, but I was failing in some attempts just because the Hot Ring Racer was taking damage from, getting run into by police or military vehicles, or because I had to swerve around these vehicles or the spike strips and I would smack into a pole or a building or something. So I just found that the cheetah had more health consistently, and so I was able to have greater success with the cheetah than I was with the Hot Ring Racer as the wanted attention went higher. As I mentioned in the last video, BJ Smith is voiced by Lawrence Taylor, and I read from Lawrence Taylor's wiki in the last video, but there's tons on Lawrence Taylor's Wikipedia page. I can't read all of it, but I'll read a little bit more from it. Again, he was born 1959 in Virginia. He is 6'3", 237 pounds, played football in the National Football League for 13 seasons with the New York Giants. He is widely recognized as one of the greatest defensive players of all time. His career highlights are too numerous to name, so just a few of them here. He was picked number 2 overall in the 1981 draft. He is a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Giants, winning Super Bowls 21 and 25. He was the NFL's most valuable player in 1986. He was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He was the Defensive Rookie of the Year in his rookie season. He was first-team All-Pro in 8 seasons, second-team All-Pro in 2 other seasons. He made 10 Pro Bowl selections. He was the NFL sacks leader in 1986. He was on the 1980s All-Decade team and the NFL's 75th anniversary all-time team and their 100th anniversary all-time team. He was a unanimous All-American and All-ACC Player of the Year in 1980. He played for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm going to pause when we get to the map for race number 6 because there's been another change between the version of the route that you see on the map and the actual course that we follow for the race. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen, the lower left of the map screen, you'll see that we're supposed to go basically just straight south on the road right in front of Sunshine Autos, all the way to the furthest south of Viceport. Then we make a left on that southernmost road, and then we make another left at the end of that southernmost road, and eventually cross the bridge over into Washington Beach. But in reality, when you take a look at the route that we actually follow during the race, you'll see that we go south on the road right in front of Sunshine Autos until the very first turn to the left, and we cut out all of the Viceport part of the race. Now back to Lawrence Taylor's accomplishments. His Tar Heels jersey number 98 was honored. His jersey number for the New York Giants, 56, was retired, so nobody in the Giants will ever have that jersey number again. In his career, he has 1,088 tackles, 132.5 sacks, 11 fumble recoveries, 9 interceptions, and 2 defensive touchdowns. He is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mentioned that the character B.J. Smith has a lot in common in terms of personality with Lawrence Taylor. So now reading from the wiki again, Taylor has lived a controversial lifestyle during and after his playing career. He was known for his on-game persona. At one point, he inadvertently caused a compound fracture of the right leg of quarterback Joe Theismann. I talked about that one. If you tackle folks at full speed 1,000 times in the NFL, you're going to have some injuries that you accidentally inflict. He admitted to using drugs such as cocaine as early as his second year in the NFL and was suspended for 30 days in 1988 by the league for failing drug tests. His drug abuse escalated after his retirement, and he was jailed 3 times for attempted drug possession. Here's a quote from LT from 1987. "For me, crazy as it seems, there is a real relationship between wild, reckless abandon off the field and being that way on the field." Yeah, so he was known for playing with incredible intensity and passion, and that's what made him so great. But that passion isn't something that he was able to just kind of turn off when he left the field. Taylor began using illicit drugs during his professional rookie season, 1981 to 82. He would pass the NFL's drug tests, however, by routinely obtaining his teammates' urine to submit as his own urine samples. As his drug habit escalated, he would spend up to thousands of dollars a day on coke and women. His first wife, Linda, once had to pick him up from a crack house. He once attended a team meeting still handcuffed from the night before by some, quote, ladies that were trying out some new equipment but didn't happen to have the key. So I read all of this not to shame Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game of football, but just to, again, show you the connection between LT's actual personality and some of the stuff he went through in his career and off the field, the connection between that and some of the characteristics of the character B.J. Smith here in Vice City. I mentioned 3 commercials. Let's listen to one of 2 different Fit for Football commercials that play on Vice City radio stations.
Hi, I'm B.J. Smith, football player, businessman, and father of 18 adorable kids. Throughout my career, my coach pumped me so full of steroids and hatred, I couldn't feel pain. Shoot, I even break my own leg for fun. They made me play when I was ill or injured, and that was because I was little more than a piece of meat to them. And now, you can too. With BJ's Fit for Football, I'll take you through all the necessary steps to get fit for football and sticking it to the man. Using only a 400-pound duffel bag, lustrous gym, massive intakes of steroids, and a personal oxygen mask, you will be amazed as all those pounds fall off and flabs turn to muscles. Hell, you'll want to whip some ass because you'll be fighting fit. You'll learn how to argue with officials, beat up enormous men, break legs, and lose weight, especially in the brain. BJ's Fit for Football, out now on beta and VHS. Remember, to win the game of football or life, you have to annihilate everything in your path in a blind rage.
So while we listen to the second B.J. Smith Fit for Football commercial, I'm going to go ahead and interrupt this, my best attempt at the 6-star wanted challenge on race number 6, and I will show you all of my fails here on race number 6. So watch as I get wrecked by all of these soldiers and military folks who are destroying everything in their path in a blind rage, especially me.
Hi, I'm B.J. Smith. In my long and illustrious 3-year career at the top of pro football, I whooped some serious ass and got paid for it. They didn't call me death in tight pants for nothing. When you have such a rewarding career maiming others as I have, you know how to stay fit. Through running, wrestling, stuffing 20s down panties of foxy strippers, firearm training, nasal pursuit, and beating the hell out of your fellow man. That's what keeps me healthy. And now, using training methods I perfected, it's going to work for you with BJ's Fit for Football. Watch those pounds fall off. I'm down to 300 pounds using exactly the method I demonstrated on tape. I mean, who are you going to trust to get you fit? A man who can rip your arm off and beat you with the wet end? Or some aerobics instructor who wouldn't get drafted by the local hopscotch team? Hell no. BJ's Fit for Football, out now on beta and VHS. Remember, to win a game of football or life, you have to annihilate everything in your path in a blind rage.
Just a few more fails left. I hope. Look out. This is the beginning of the race. Leave me alone. Yeah, who would have thought the 6-star challenge would be difficult? The love fist. I had to switch over to that because my VCPD cheetah got blowed up. All right, we're a sitting duck whenever we're stationary. Just let me go. Upside down, on fire, out of the car. Okay, this is all right as long as I don't fall in the water. Oh, tank. Oh, my goodness. Tommy got ejected on that one. All right, let's see. This one, everything looks fine. The health of my car is good. It's a blind hill. I can't see. Oh, look out. Oh, there's water below me. Oh, that was sick. You guys see that? 360 spin over water. Awesome. And then wrecked by another one of the competitors. Okay, so that was all of the fails, or at least all the fails I'm going to show. But before I get to that 6-star challenge attempt that I showed you a bunch of earlier, I want to show you a couple of other challenges that I had for myself. So one of them was, can I pass one of these races with a tank? So I used the cheat code to get this tank here, the Panzer cheat code. I am allowed to blow up the other vehicles, as they're sitting at the starting line, and somehow that doesn't fail you. But I didn't want to do that. I'm not going to blow up any of the other competitors, at least not on purpose. And this was my best attempt at it. Most of the attempts, I think this is my 4th attempt. In the first 3 attempts, the other vehicles would just race off in front of me, and they were way faster than me and had better acceleration. So I just had no chance. I just lost sight of them from the beginning. So in this case, a couple of them got hung up, and then a couple of them ran into me, I think. There's still one competitor vehicle still around. I think maybe one of them got blown up with my turret pacing behind me, but it wasn't on purpose. And here's the other competitor. Did I turn right into him on purpose, or was I just following the course? I don't know. I guess I'm the only one who really knows the answer to that question, but you can make your best guess. Okay, so it is possible to use the tank to pass one of these races. Next challenge, same race, but this time on the slowest bike in the game, which is the Pizza Boy. I guess the Faggio is also tied for slowest. Again, I failed this a few times before getting this my best attempt. Most of the time, again, they just ran out in front of me. Here you can see I'm in 2nd place. I just need the guy in front of me to make one mistake. There it is. Thank you, whoever that was that came from the side. I think that was a comment. And now can I keep this guy behind me? Well, all 3 of them behind me, so they're falling behind. The Pizza Boy is maybe just a hair faster than those guys on a straightaway if I aggressively lean forward. But on the turns, it's not faster. The Pizza Boy is slower than those other vehicles. And on straightaways, if I don't lean forward, I think the Pizza Boy is slower than the other vehicles. But it didn't take too many fails before I got this one success. And just about done here. When I was speedrunning this game, I would, only do this race once in a while, like once every speedrun attempt of the 100% completion, and I would often forget that I needed to make that dip to the right towards the terminal. Okay, so here I'm going to demonstrate that you cannot blow up these other vehicles from bullets. They are immune to damage. Hey, look out from bullets, because they should have blown up there on the minigun ammo. But also notice that hitting them with some ammo does start the race. You don't get the 3, 2, 1, it just begins. But these guys are not immune to rockets. They're not immune to being exploded. And again, I cannot believe that it's that you don't fail for blowing up the other vehicles at the start of the race. So, surprisingly, you can complete this race in a helicopter. I didn't know whether or not the helicopter would actually, would trigger the checkpoints. But it took a long time. I'm showing it to you in 8 or 16 speed. Kept smacking into light poles and roofs and walls and everything. So I had to use the aspirin cheat code a couple of times to restore my health. But yeah, it is possible to complete this race. No chance that you could do it as fast as the other vehicles. That's why I had to blow them up with rockets at the beginning of the race. So here's the tail end of my attempt. Not really a race because everybody else is dead. But anyway, in a blazing fast time of 4 minutes and 1 second, we have passed the race with a helicopter. Excellent. Okay, so my last side challenge, before I get back to the 6-star challenge, the main challenge of this video, is can I pass this thing with a coach? So I'll take any advantage I can get, including smack into them to try to get a little bit of a lead in the beginning. And I'm also going to take advantage of my bus's size and weight. Really, the only chance I have is to mess with these guys before they pass me. If they pass me, it's all over. So just trying to keep them from passing me. This guy right here is getting smushed. Let's see, can we get you to smack into a column? We can. Awesome. And again, I think I'm going to have to continue to bat these guys around whenever they come around to pass me, because if they do pass, it's all over. I have no chance of catching up. So this guy in red, I actually tried to like push him off the track a couple of times, but he was too, I thought I would have gotten him there. He was too smart for that. We need this guy to get smacked into a column. There we go. Everybody else stay behind me. Places, people, places. Okay, this guy, I should have been able to push him off the side. That would have been cool. And then when I didn't push him off the side, I thought I was really in trouble there, because now we're in the wide open. I don't really have like a place to push him off anymore. Oh, he's passing me, gang. He's passing me. Columns to put him into. He might have run into the building because I choked and I missed the anti-penultimate one, the third from last right here. And I don't know where that other guy is. Like, how did he not? I think he maybe smacked into the terminal. I don't know. But anyway, we got it done. Took like 3 or 4 attempts. A minute 20. Excellent. And now it's time to head back to my main challenge. So I'll show you like the last 10 seconds before I cut it off before. But here we are with not too much left in this race. Just trying to keep my tires intact. If I pop one, it's pretty much over. Again, well, as usual, if you get run into by a tank, it's over. But also trying to minimize the damage to my VCPD Cheetah, because it's already smoking white, and if I lose this thing and I have to try to pick up a replacement, well, there's just not that many replacement vehicles out there, because it's all military and police vehicles taking up the memory. So, because this is our last task over at Sunshine Autos, this is a good time for us to rate the 2 tasks at Sunshine Autos, as well as to rate BJ Smith as a mission giver. So the first task, the one we did in the previous video, was the import garage, finding 24 vehicles, some of them quite common, some of them with fixed spawns. Yike! Oh goodness, that tank is scary times. Some of them fixed spawns, some of them common, some of them annoyingly, frustratingly rare. So I like the import garages over in GTA 3. I'm sure I rated it. I don't know, maybe I gave that like an 8 out of 10. But here it's just so frustrating sometimes to look for a car when you're trying to speed run this game and just not be able to find it. And some of my runs have died after 9 hours. It's like an 11-hour run for me to do 100% of this game. And more than one run has died after 9 hours because I couldn't find an Esperanto or something like that. So I can't rate it very highly. I'm going to say 4 out of 10 on that one. And then here, the checkpoint race, I'm going to get the 7 extra hit points here to my armor, more just because I like the 150s up there as opposed to worrying about those 7 points. So then the checkpoint races, I like them in general. I think they're all well done. They're quite difficult to do with increasing amounts of stars, but with a fast car and no stars, they're pretty straightforward. So I will give the checkpoint races 8 out of 10. Now, if I average 4 and 8, I get 6. But I'm not like actually averaging them to rate the mission giver. BJ Smith has like he's got like 3 commercials and they're just hilarious. He also is one of the guests featured on K-Chat, and he's hilarious there as well. So we're going to bump him up just because Lawrence Taylor, I think, did such a great job. He was a great choice to voice BJ Smith. So we will give BJ Smith / LT a 7 out of 10 as a mission giver. Nice job, BJ. Okay, so all I'm going to do is save a couple of times to get the time right, but I had a bunch of Haitians after me here, and so just wanted to get them off me by reloading. So we are heading over towards the Kaufman Cabs asset purchase icon in preparation for our next video, where we'll actually do like a real-life story mission type thing. So feel free to rate the import garage and or the 6 checkpoint races of Vice City Racer in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.